As much as I say gear doesn't matter, gear does matter. It's more exciting to an extent than the beans. It's all the same. Are there variations in it? Yes, there are variations. Sometimes you can get a little bit more sweetness out of it, more acidity in certain aspects of the coffee. It's going to give us that satisfaction about life. I believe so. I believe coffee can do that for us. Don't forget that you have enough. You have enough things in front of you. Kind of feel that this is a little bit like a PSA announcement, something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to be real and honest with you with all that I do. As you can see in front of me, I have a mic. I have audio where you can hear the audio. And that's great. You can understand exactly what I'm saying. And then there is another mic, an overhead mic, a synthesizer, whatever it's called, that I usually use too for these type of talking head videos. I have another mic right here to the side, a wireless mic that I can use on the go. I have another mic that's right behind me. It's a condenser mic. I like it a lot. It's hidden behind a curtain, so I pop it up here and there whenever I do different videos for whatever reason. On my desk, there's another mic, a dynamic mic. I have a mic on my other camera, a small little mic. I have mics all over this place, and I have some upstairs that my kids use that they broke that I started off this with. And believe it or not, I may be looking at another one or two mics in the future. I need to be honest with you because as much as I say gear doesn't matter, gear does matter. I believe by me doing these YouTube videos, podcasts, kind of things, is giving me a chance and opportunity to get better at my craft. Meaning that I've studied mics, I've looked at mics, I got the mics, I have the mics that I have for whatever reason. I have headphones too to kind of help me throughout this whole process. I was just listening to myself just now to make sure the audio is fine. The picture looks really good. As much as I love to come on here and tell you gear doesn't matter, as much as we think it doesn't, it does matter. We care a lot. And it's always kind of started, not with so much the Hario V60, but it started with the French press for me, or the Mr. Coffee machine, then the French press, then the Chemex, and the Hario V60, and then paper filters. And I would say this year, I've really gone deep into that rabbit hole of buying almost everything in sight. Things that I told myself I wasn't going to buy, and I bought it anyway. Some things I really do like, some things that I think is just a waste. I've talked about it on this channel, and I will continue to talk about it as we go through our journey together or not. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't want to be duping anybody. I don't want to feel like you have to get any of this stuff. Hell, you probably already have all this stuff already. You're probably just waiting for me to give you some type of recipe or something like that in order for you to make this magical cup of coffee. Probably you already have your own recipe, which is perfectly great. I guess what I'm saying here is that I like gear. I love it. It speaks to me. It gives me that excitement whenever I'm doing something over and over again. It's more exciting to an extent than the beans. I don't know if I'm jaded just because I roast my own coffee. I can get whatever coffee I want. I can roast it so many different ways. So that part doesn't really excite me as much as getting a new piece of gear. I don't know why that is. Probably it's marketing. Probably it's because what we hear online, what we see, and something that we want. As much as I bitch and complain to my daughter about her FOMO, I believe I have it too. And again, I think it's been just amplified even more so with having this channel, having a voice, and just talking about things I'm interested in coffee. I don't want to be left behind. I didn't want to give you something to where it was just like, oh, okay, it's just a Hario 60 recipe. But in truth, as I have gone down this rabbit hole of getting this brewer, that brewer, this whatever, it's all the same. Are there variations in it? Yes, there are variations. Sometimes you can get a little bit more sweetness out of it, more acidity in certain aspects of the coffee. There are variations. I'm not saying that it all tastes the same, but for the most part, it does. You have this particular coffee. It's been roasted. It's been rested. It's been doing its thing and all that stuff. And you brew it whichever way that you do. And as you do that, it's one of those things to where you're like, okay, this tastes good. This is a cool journey. I like it. This is cool. All right, let's move on. And that's how I am too. I'm not any different than who you are. I'm just on a different part of the journey. And as we keep going down this, so to speak, rabbit hole of getting to know each other, also hopefully getting to master our gear, and then, of course, enjoying our coffees. That's really what this whole thing is about. It's so easy to get mesmerized about a variation of Hario V60 that's probably not much different than any other brewer out there. Excuse me. It was OG, right? Or when you do get another brewer, probably is exaggerated just a little bit more to your liking, but it still brews a cup of coffee. Sometimes you're going to have to change that variable if you think about it in an objective, in a sensory type of way, right? If you wanted to, you can get classes and courses or just continue to drink as much coffee as you want to. But I guess what I'm saying is that the journey is really defined on what we want to do. Because I'll say this, when I was younger and I was down, let's say act one of this whole buying gear, and it started off with the grinders with the EK43. And once I got that grinder and started tasting my coffees, I knew that was it. Well, for the most part, that's act one. Again, I love gear like you do. But I guess what I'm saying here is that it has to be a point to where we're going to stop. And what I mean by that is that we're going to be tired of hanging gear up like I have back there. And yes, this is a good prop. It looks nice and all that good stuff. But there's even more gear that I've put back in my cupboard somewhere, right? It's going to get to the point to where we were like, man, I should have done this a little differently. Or I should approach this differently now. Because I have some of the best gear out there. And it doesn't have to be that much money. It's more about how I'm going to actually look at this coffee, enjoy this coffee, figure it out with my recipe, my stubbornness of the way that I do things. And then I'm going to go on to the next coffee, the next thing in the world. And then once I do that, it just helps us. If we get back to the basics of coffee, of enjoying coffee and seeing it for what it is, those little nodes that we take along our journey is going to give us that satisfaction about life. I believe so. I believe coffee can do that for us. There's so many things happening in the world to us, about us, and all that stuff. You personally, me personally, and all that good stuff, right? But at the end of the day, it's one of those things to where we're like, I just want to be in a movie. I don't want to think about it at all. I just want to be in the moment, enjoying and forgetting about all the things that I have to do. And coffee does a damn good job of that. Even buying this gear, that coffee. And as we understand our palates even more and as we mature and grow, I think we're going to get to a better place to where we're like, wow. Not so much of a conquering type of situation as I always say, but it's more like an appreciation for something that we didn't even have to have. Because we don't have to drink coffee. Yeah, I know we say we do. Like it's ingrained in us, it's in our blood and it's in our stream and that's all we care about. Yeah, that's true. But we don't have to like get this kick, this obsession, this drive for something because we don't have to. We can just go to work, say hello to our coworkers, get a paycheck, probably enjoy the thing that we're doing, and that's it. Yeah, we can do that too. But again, that's the thing that I'm talking about. That's what makes life a little bit boring, right? This whole coffee thing, this our passion, our hobby, the thing that we do every day, multiple times a day. That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. So as I sit here with you, with my gear of the mics and the coffees and behind me and all that stuff, I'm saying, whatever I'm saying, whatever anybody is saying, is that don't forget that you have enough. You have enough things in front of you. You have enough tools in your toolbox in order for you to actually get to the promised land of understanding and enjoying or not enjoying that coffee. You're good enough. You truly are. And as I kind of finish off, kind of see where things are going to go for me as I continue to put out videos, audio, and all that stuff, I'm wondering about what my particular next part of my journey is. I'm extremely excited about it. I have no clue what the hell it is. I really don't know. But I think that's the cool thing about it. When you're just in it each day, you're just trying to figure it out. And as you keep doing that, it's one of those things to where you're like, wow, I never knew that I was going to ever get to this place. So, like I said, I have an issue too. I like to buy gear for whatever reason. And it's kind of interesting because this gear right here that's in front of me, this mic and this mic, all the mics all around me, they're the same, right? They're different, but they do one thing. And the only thing that I care about as much as I say I do with these particular instruments is that as long as it sounds good, that's what I care about. There's variations. There's different things that I like about them. There's one reason why I gravitate to one versus the other. The way it makes my voice sound and all that good stuff. The way that it's presented on the screen and all that. It's the same thing with coffee. I love the Hario V60, but I don't use it that much now. I use all the other new gear that I have. I come back to it from time to time just to realize it's like, wow, it's still magical. It's always going to be magical. I don't think there's enough things out in the world that, this is peak. This is peak. Everything else is just probably slightly better or it's slightly more different. But at the end of the day, does it produce a good cup of coffee? Does it make it a little bit more interesting? Is it sweeter? Does this grinder that has, it's called a Clarity King, do you really taste that in a cup? How does it amplify, make the coffee better? Those are some of the things that I'm really trying to understand more and more and more as I do this. So with that being said, I'm looking to challenge myself as I'm almost done with all this gear and all this stuff that I'm doing right now to use one brewer for a whole month. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I've done that in a while. I used to do the Hario V60 for almost a whole year. But let's try for a month. Let's see what you learn about the whole thing. See what it's all about. And as we do that and get there together or not, I think that's the thing that will push us to give us that more enjoyment that we like about life. To train, to test, to push the palate in coffee, which is pretty cool. So this is Oki at Everyday Beans. I just wanted to give you a little bit more context about me, my gear reception, whether it be coffee, mics, or whatever the hell else I may be talking about. I got a couple keyboards too. We all have our little things, right? But at the end of the day, are we enjoying what we're doing? So this is Oki at Everyday Beans signing off. I'll talk to you later. Bye.